Welcome back, my virtual hobby friends. If you're new to this channel, I'm Tad. This is Board Games, War Games, and Miniatures. Today we're doing a painting progress report video. I'm doing it for Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, the game. As you all know, several weeks ago now, I had gone ahead and painted this group of the 20 miniatures that come with the game. I did the first 10 that really you would need to be able to play the first book and the second book in the campaign for the game. And pretty much all of the vehicles except for the horse. So I've done a video with these. Now I've finished the second half, the other 10, and I'm just going to do a little painting progress report on the painting of those. I'm just going to do some close-up videos. I'll do a little overdubbing, explaining, some of my reasonings for the color choices and the way I painted them, but nothing really big. I'm really excited though now that I have another game where all the miniatures are painted and ready for play. So I do want to make one little, they say that imitation is the best form of flattery. So I painted the helicopter here, and you can see on the blades, I put this little trim around the blades, and back here on the tail fin blades, interestingly, I put BC and then 2 slashes. You can call it BC 11 or BC 2, but it stands for, of course, for Batcopter. And I just thought that was a pretty cool addition. I did the glass in in red, to kind of simulate that there's instrumentation that's inside that's red and glowing through the glass of the Batcopter. Now, the weird thing is that I just went on Board Game Geek to see if there were any other pictures of painted miniatures for the game. And looking through the pictures, I see that someone posted a picture of their painting. Now, a lot of these are going to be very similar anyways, because I did make an effort on most of the models to try to emulate the color schemes and the look that is in the actual comic book. But not all of them. Some of them I did some different designs or some different color schemes. But this was purely something that I made up out of my own mind. Now, everything with Batman is black and yellow, and in the comic books, a lot of the lining is in the blue. So that's how I did my helicopter. But I purely just came up with this idea to put the BC / as some type of insignia for the helicopter. I'm looking at these pictures on Board Game Geek, and somebody had done the exact same thing. They put the stripes on the blades, they put the stripes on the tail blades, and they put BC 11. Exactly like I did it, exactly in the same place I did it. They did their glass in red, exactly like I did it. The only difference is the color. They didn't do it in black. They did it in a camo green, like a military helicopter. I guess, imitation is a form of flattery, but I wish, they might have said, oh, I was inspired by somebody. It was, if you look it up, it's almost an exact copy of mine. Now, I did post my video, I believe it was April 8th, and the pictures that I saw on Board Game Geek were posted on April 15th. So maybe they saw my video and it gave them inspiration. I hope so. I think it's pretty cool. I did get a comment on my video saying, wow, that BC was pretty cool on the helicopter. So anyways, I just wanted to show off the whole gang is here. All 20 models are now painted and ready to be played. So we're going to go now to some close-ups with some voiceovers, and then I'll come back a little bit later. We'll wrap this up and see where we're going from here. All right, thanks, guys. All right, so here you see Mary. Mary, of course, is one of the robotic dolls that Abner uses to, attack the people on the Ferris wheel, including, of course, Robin. So I did try to keep her looking a bit like a girl. I gave her the pink bow in her hair and the pink shirt underneath her overalls. The overalls, I tried to do a jean style with some, marks of scuffing or wear and tear. So it's not perfectly blue. Also, you can see I did a couple different highlights in her hair. I'm thinking that, I think she looks pretty good. Let's go on to the next one. All right, here we have Abner. So I tried with a lot of these to make sure that I'm doing at least something reminiscent of the actual color schemes used for these characters in the comic book. Not all of them. You'll see some of them I actually chose to do my own way, but pretty much where possible I did. Abner in the comic book has this kind of Charlie Brown looking type of sweater over a white shirt. I gave him some dark circles under his eyes and some dirty hands. He looks pretty darn creepy. Did some shading on the pants a little bit there, and I gave him some brown with black wingtip shoes. I think he came out pretty good. Creepy as hell. All right, let's see what's coming up next. And here's Bobby. So Bobby, of course, is Mary's sister. Brother. I don't know. Can you have a sister and a brother that are actually just robotic toys? I guess. I don't know. But anyways, I did I just gave him a little bit of a, more of a boy's color for his shirt. So I gave him orange, and instead of the pink. He still has his dungarees or jeans, but they have some wear and tear on them. I think in retrospect with Mary and Bobby, I probably should have done the rosy cheeks a little bit more pronounced to make it more obvious that they are actually dolls and not real children. But I may do that. I may go in there and hit those a little bit darker. But I think he turned out pretty cool. He's still creepy as hell looking. All right, who's coming up next? Oh, Commissioner Yindel. I'm liking this one. I think this came out pretty good. Now, Commissioner Yindel is, of course, the new commissioner, taking over for Commissioner Gordon, but she's pretty monochrome. You can see it's a lighter gray overcoat, raincoat kind of style. She's holding her looks like a radio, almost like a walkie-talkie. And her pants are just a little bit darker shade of gray. She's got some black shoes, all with some shading and scuff marks on them. But I was pretty happy with how she came out. There's several different shades of brown in her hair. The glasses were kind of cool. I don't know. I just think that this model came out looking pretty good. I think it looks better than the Commissioner Gordon model I painted in the first 10 that I painted. So I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so let's see what's coming up next. Oh, here we go. Selina Kyle, the Catwoman. I did this very much like the comic. In the comic, she's wearing an all black dress with the black sleeve gloves and high heel shoes. But I did this more in the color scheme of, Halle Berry or Eartha Kitt. Those are the the cat women that I like the best. So I did her that style. She of course is getting older. She's trying to stay young with her punk rock pink hair, which is what it is in the comic book as well. The faces, like I've mentioned before, aren't great on these models, but I think I did okay with her. Give her some color in her lips and, some shading on the, tiny black dress that she's sporting. But not a lot, but I still think it looks pretty darn cool for Selina Kyle. I gave her some gray roots too. I don't know if you can see it in the top of her head there. Okay, let's see what's coming up next. The Dark Horse. So in the comic book, they call this the Dark Horse. It's a black stallion, of course, that Batman rides in the comic book. I did it similar to the other, Batman style comics. It's black with the blue edge lining, just to help, stand out. If you're in a comic book and it's all black, you really don't see anything. So just to show off the muscles, they would highlight with the blue. So I did the same thing with this Dark Horse. Did give him some accents, some silver stirrups and silver along his bridle, a little gray on his hooves, and of course gray on the horse blanket, and looking out with red eyes. All right. Now we're getting into the big names. This, of course, is Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow. Now, in the comic book, for whatever reason, they did him like all in gray. It was very boring. I will say, I really don't like the colorization that they used in the comic book. I don't really like the artwork that much either. But my Green Arrow was always green. So I did him all in green, kind of like a military khaki color. You can see some darker green along the elastic band areas around the bottom of the coat and the sleeve. I did do a lot of highlighting on this one, different shades of green to highlight the folds and the shirt and stuff. And of course he has gray hair because he's getting old as hell. But there you go, Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow. All right, we're into the Joker now. So in the comic book, the Joker is all in white. I did the same thing. Now I did give him some really bright green hair. Used a couple different shades of green in there, but I also made it kind of look like it wasn't, the dye job wasn't great. It was kind of getting old, so I did that with him. I, of course, made his smile very overdrawn and crazy looking. I kind of like how they did this in this comic series. So, the bad guys are usually in black. Well, not in this one. The Joker's in white. And the good guy, or is he a good guy? Batman, of course, is all in black always. Black and yellow. But I think this came out pretty good. I like the purple accents. And the eyes are kind of creepy. All right, what's next? Here we go. It's Clark Kent. It's Superman. Now, with Superman, I'm thinking, he's the Man of Steel. He's not going to age. He is what he is. He's always going to look the same. He's always going to look perfect. He's got laser eyes. His outfit's never going to be dirty or anything like that. So pretty much the red's red, the blue's blue, the yellow's yellow. The skin is light, beige. The hair is black. I did give him blue eyes, and in the body of the suit, the blue, I did use several different shades of blue just so we could highlight his musculature a little bit more, because he is, of course, the Man of Steel. He is Superman. But he's never going to get dirty or never get old. So there's my Superman. All right, let's see what's next. All right, last but not least, it's Batman. Batman in his superpower armor, exoskeleton armor that he uses. Well, you know, he is getting super old and he does need help. So he's devised this outfit. Now on this one, you know, I did it black, and the yellow isn't a vibrant yellow. It's a little subdued there. But it's mostly black and silver, you know, giving you some idea of this metallic armor that he's wearing. The cape here, I didn't do the standard blue highlighting. I did use a gray just to keep it all in a same type of tone with the metal color. I did throw in a little bit of copper in there in the metal on his sleeve and on his shin armor, just to give you a little bit of, you know, highlight to draw your eye around the whole character. I think it came out pretty good. I gave him red eyes. I'm just thinking that he has some type of, you know, glass screening on the eyes, and he's looking at displays. And I think he came up pretty good. All right, last here. This is just the whole gang together. I thought I'd just take a picture of them all. You can see down in the bottom are the first 10 that I painted that are the, you know, the miniatures, the characters that are used in books 1 and 2, and then on the top, the new ones that I painted that are in books 3 and 4. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. All right, we're back. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're still watching. Thank you very much. I had a blast painting these. As I've spoke about before, these aren't the best models. They are very soft. They're almost rubbery. They were hard to clean up some of the mold lines. It was kind of weird because some of them were really good and then some of them were really poorly done. Most of the faces aren't very good, but I think they look great painted, and it excites me now to continue on and play the other books using the miniatures. I hope you enjoyed it too. I do want to make a little announcement. I will be going to Dice Tower Con East this year in Orlando. That's coming up the first week of April. I believe it starts on Wednesday the 7th. I will be there starting Wednesday the 7th. I'm lucky. Orlando is only about an hour and a half drive for me here in Florida. I didn't go to the last year's Dice Tower Con due to COVID reasons. And the year before that, it was canceled. So it's been 2 years since I've been there, and I'm excited to go there. I just wanted to let you all know, if anybody happens to see me there and you've watched any of my videos, I really would be thrilled if somebody came up to me, you know, and said hi, introduced themselves, you know, just said, hey, I've seen one of your videos. That would really, really be cool to me. Now, I know there's going to be a ton of big bald-headed guys at Dice Tower Con, but if you do see me and you recognize me, please don't hesitate. Come up and say hi. All right, guys. Next, I'm debating if I'm going to do the Phantom, the card game playthrough, or if I'm going to go on to the African campaign that I received recently from Kickstarter and do that one next. Doesn't seem to be a lot of interest in the Phantom, the card game, but I still like it. I'm still a fanboy of the Phantom. Anyways, I'm glad you came. If you're new here, please hit the like button. Please subscribe and please send comments. I love the comments. All right. See you later.